My name is Michael Q. I am the guitar player for the worship team, helping out the worship team. I also lead too and sing, and we all help each other up here. And I'm also a husband, and my wife, Joy Yan, and I'm also a father too to my little one at home, who's I hope is behaving, little Karen. So yeah, but before all this, I wasn't always like this. So, and I'm pretty sure that you guys all have all been in this situation before, and I've been lost, I've been broken, confused, and probably stubborn too in my own way. I'm probably still stubborn, um, but I had my walls up, like the first time with faith, with God. We all had our walls up. We all had our skeptical. We all had our doubts. I had a bunch of them. It was easy. And I think it's just easier out there too, like those that are new here. I mean, probably the people at home that's watching this. It wasn't easy at first with God and Christianity for me. I was absent from it for 13 years. I had Sunday school when I was little, but eventually my family kind of disbanded from it. It was kind of controversial here and there, but that's another story. But after that, it was just 13 years without God. Can you imagine that? 13 years without him. I don't know how many of you guys have done without him, without our home, or went through this. But eventually, my cousin knocked on my door and said, "Look, college is done for you, and you're done, and we want to know if you want to play music for us because you majored in music. We went to school for it, so can you play piano for us?" And I was like, "Okay, sure, I'll play piano." It just volunteer work, right? Yeah, volunteer work. You don't need to be a member. You can, just volunteer work. That's fine. Okay. So I did it for a paycheck. This is not, I know. It's not that great. I did it for a paycheck, and it was gas money to get me to point A to point B. I'm not proud of it, but 13 years without God, I don't know how to even build a relationship, how to even start. But I did love music a lot, and God gave me that in a way to maybe even bring me back. I have no clue. I'm not the one with the plans. I don't have the answers. And I don't know if I have the answers for you either, if I'm the perfect one. But eventually, they also wanted me to help with the music in a church conference over the summer. And I was like, okay, what's that? Well, it's a lot of our different branches from since we were Lutheran. There were different one of us, and we're all going to unite and have workshops to learn about Lutheran. And we really need someone to help play the music to represent us, because there's this open night praise worship night thing that they were doing, which each of the church get to present or do a lineup to promote the music and of their worship team. We didn't really have a worship team or a band. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll do it. But I had no idea of praise and worship music and Christian music until I met my wife, my love of my life. She was my girlfriend at the time, but she gave me praise and worship music, contemporary, modern, a different way, because I was playing the traditional sacred music, and it's just rinse and repeat. But then when I heard these new contemporary praise and worship, it opened my eyes even more to open up. And I didn't open up for a long time. So I took the music in, and it helped me write, got the words and the music out. And I wrote my first Christian music original. No one's ever heard it. And I presented it at the conference. The size of this, really, but all the chairs filled and back down. They all turned their heads to me because it was different. They never heard this before. Original song, everyone was doing covers, but I didn't do cover. I impacted everybody that day. I made a believer out of those people that night. Even my own congregation was shocked. I was like, how is this possible? Where did that come from, Michael? Well, this whole time you've been holding out. I'm sorry. I don't even know I had it in me. I didn't know. So, and then a lot of good things started to happen after that. I started to open up even more, starting to let something in. I was confused, but with my wife being there, always being there to help me get through it, it was comforting. And then there was just more comforting around, even like stuff that I didn't think would happen. After a while, I didn't want the paychecks. I didn't care. Like, I started to come in a little bit earlier. I started to play more. I tried to act more. And, eventually I got married. There was just good things started to come. And then suddenly, one of my fans, and I'm nobody. I'm no one on YouTube or American Idol. But one of my fans passed away, my uncle. So that hurt our entire church. He was the deacon that helped sub in. He was president, one of the officers of the committee that brought all the activities. He kept running it every year because, hey, anyone wants to do the president? No one? Okay, I guess I will step in and become the president again. But we loved him. He did it. He was there. And he was one of my fans that loved my music and was wondering what was coming next. And losing him hurt. And it got to the point where the couples of our congregation set up a couples retreat workshop to help us heal, to help us face the pain and rebuild again if there was any way. And it was a dark time at that time, 2019. And two special guests came, Pastor William and a Sunday school teacher, Mrs. Hare. They were there in the beginning at that church. I was too little to remember, but they were there, and they brought their workshop, wonderful workshop and lessons of healing. And I performed one of my songs in front of her. I brought my guitar, bring it out, and I did it. And Pastor William was so amazed. She was telling me, like, wow, Michael, you should do something with that. You should impact other people or like show everyone what you can do and really be involved. I was like, and I gave her a whole list of no. I gave her a whole list of doubts. I was too much in the pain of the loss. I went blind. I couldn't see. And with all my list of no's, she cut through all that with one yes. I never forget what she said. She said, Michael, show them your wounds. Which one? Like, no, Michael. Show them your wounds. When Jesus died and came back, it was kind of hard for people to believe in him too. It was kind of hard for people to see what they were seeing, believe what they were seeing. So I guess I'm not the only one. Jesus did too. And led to the verse that really hits me too close to my heart, which is John 20:29. Blessed are those that do not see and have believed. So you got to do the believing part first in order for the seeing part to come next. In order for you to act on your belief, but you need to turn it on first. And that's what I started doing. And the words started coming out. The songwriting started coming again. Praise and worship came again. I became a father. It was a lot that happened, but I grew a family, and Connectus Church became my family, my friends. I love you guys too. I love you guys a lot, and I believe it. So I will exit my testimony with a poem that I wrote that just comforted me a lot. It's been a lot. I'm pretty sure all of us, for the past 3 years with the pandemic, it's just been daunting and losing people. I hope this helped you heal and see things differently. I hope. So this poem is called Our Choice. My family always said I will be the one to outlive us. I guess it was all because I was the youngest. My older brothers were always there for me to take my hits. But for my cousins overseas, they never had their chance to live. Now I'm taking my chances at the cost of my own risk, and I promise I won't miss. Heavy burdens left me hurting, still I shouldered it. And if you're looking at me now, you know I'm strong enough to soldier this. God bless, I did my best, and he took care of the rest. Couldn't resist his loving grace, teaches me to fix my mess. This I confess. I'm just trying to get this off my chest, and I passed the test because I did and settled for less. And no, ladies and gents, I'm not done yet. Because what if we woke up to the days when race couldn't divide us? And what if the coronavirus didn't happen in China? Would it stop this hatred, stop all these complications, and you can still die even with a vaccination? So please put away all of the procrastinating, and maybe for once we can finally leave room to grow some patience. Because tell me, where do we begin to treat each other as equals when we already let ourselves become so lethal? Still, we can lead a people with the push of a pencil. So it's essential we come together, make a difference tenfold. I hope we unfold just to truly level. Because like rebels, we were born to bury the devil. Pick up a shovel. And let's get to that point where we can use more of our gifts, become less of a curse. And I know I can't fix all of our problems with a book or a verse. I'm still willing to try to solve them to bring my people to church. I know it hurts, and sometimes you got to get your hands in the dirt. But for what it's worth, we get closer to discover why we were even put on this earth. So if you're asking me, yes, I do believe God wanted a life for us better than this. Gave up his son for us so we can strive towards it. For many of us here, it's the reason we haven't given up yet. So the next time we push each other up against the abyss, I hope we can still learn to love one another and remember to never forget it's our victory that he already built in. Our choice, our freedom, only God can give. I leave you with this. You get to decide how do you want to live. Thank you.